Do you want to trade like a champion?
Welcome back everyone to another episode of Traders of the World, the show where we bring inspiring stories about the financial market and our guests. I am Matheus Massari and I'm here talking directly from the Trader Brazil headquarters at São Paulo, and with me, Flávio Lemos.
Thank you, Mato. I'm Professor Flávio Lemos, president of the Brazil local chapter of the CMT Association and also author of some investment books. I just completed 50 years old and I'm a Brazilian, a proud father of 2 boys, and we are speaking English because we want this show to inspire new traders from all over the world. I hope you all like it and spread our word.
So Flávio, tell us more about our guest today. Who is him?
Of course, Matheus. He's an Argentinian professional trader. He's a CMT member and a boxer. Take care of him. Without further ado, please welcome our futures trading champion, Ivan Scherman.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Good to see you guys.
Okay, Ivan, you are an Argentinian trader. So tell us about your beginning as a trader. Up from the start, what did you study?
At the very beginning, I became an operator, a trader. I did a master in trading operations in what is known in Argentina as the Instituto Argentino de Mercado de Capitales, Financial Market Argentinian Institute, which is dependent of the Buenos Aires Stock Exchange. Then I had a degree in financial engineering. I did a master in portfolio management at the New Eastern University, and I did a master in risk management in London Business School. I have a master in the UPM, Universidad Politécnica de Madrid, in modeling for quantitative algorithmic trading. And I'm a data scientist from the Universidad Interamericana. So, and I'm also a CMT, a CFTE, and that's my academic curriculum.
And you read a lot of books, huh?
I have a few ones, yeah.
Nice, so a lot of titles. So could you tell us more about how does work the trading championship? Could you be cheated and is outed?
Yeah, this is my third time in the championship. I did it in 2016. I got to the first place till July. At the end of July, I had a personal problem. I have to leave the competition, but I stay in the. I move out of the competition with 200, something around 200%. And I did it in 2021. I finished in the fifth place, and I don't remember exactly with what percentage. And now I'm in the second place with 183, if I remember well, till now. Of course, the competition finishes by year end, and so we have a long time to go yet. We have still a lot of months forward. So, but this is a competition that you have to do with real money. You have to choose brokers between the ones that are presented by the organizer. It's organized by a private company associated with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It's been in the air since 1983, if I remember well. This is a competition from where Larry Williams came from, and a lot of amazing gods of trading gods. It's something you have to do with real money, with real data, with real merchants, with real slippage, with real fees. You have to pay for the data professionally. So It's a little bit tricky in that sense because you need to be a professional to do it. Everyone can join the competition, but you need to know all these things in order to survive in the competition, because you're gonna have your account erased by data paying, platform fees, and all those kind of stuff. It's a very exciting competition. I personally trade in an algorithmic way. So I use robots to route the orders to the market, and my buying and selling decisions are made through the use of algorithms as well. The same way I trade for my company, and the same way I trade for myself, for my own capital. So that would be, in a sense, how the competition is done.
What's the minimum amount that you started at the beginning of the competition in money, real terms?
You can fund the account with just $10,000. The thing is that if you put just $10,000, it doesn't even reach the minimum amount for example, the E-mini S&P 500 merchant. You need like $20,000 just for the merchant of the S&P 500 if you want to trade it. So if you put $10,000, sorry, you're gonna lose money because you have to pay for the platform. You have to pay for the fee for the data you're gonna use in the competition, and you won't have enough money to open a position because you won't reach the minimum margins for the instruments you're gonna trade.
And it is open to everyone to see what are you doing. I mean, what are you selling? What are you buying?
No.
Okay.
That remains secret. That's a way to keep your position safe from other competitors. Or your performance on a daily basis is published in their website. You can check it daily, but all your positions are secret.
Ivan, what's your personal style as a trader? You are a day trader, swing trader. You said you are an algo trader, but you trade futures, options, stocks, or whatever the system says to buy or to sell, you do it. Which tools specifically you do look at?
Okay. For myself, as a proprietary trader, I trade futures. And for my company, I trade stocks, ETFs, and futures as well. I use options only to hedge my positions, but I'm not an option trader. I used to be one, not a very successful one. So I focused in what I was successful. That's futures. Regarding the kind of trading I do, mainly swing trading. My positions could last 1 day till, let's say, 20 days, more or less, of course. There are some positions that could last more, but mainly not longer than that. I try to take advantage of the swings of the markets. But that doesn't mean that I have only one trading logic to trade. For example, if I think about a swing trader, I'm thinking about someone who trades in a mean reverting way, but I trade mean reverting. I trade intermarket strategies. I trade trending strategies. I trade momentum strategies. I trade all kind of strategies. I consider that I have to trade a lot of logics in order to diversify what I'm doing. That's why I do it that way. I know it's very hard to think of a trader trading different logic because most of the traders choose one style in order to specialize in that style. But myself, I think that the best approach to trading is to trade different logics, and in that way you're gonna complement them, and you're gonna diversify, and you're gonna protect you for from the risk by compensating your different trades through different logics. To make it a little bit clearer, sometimes I open one long position in the S&P 500 long through a system with its own logic, and maybe I open the opposite position, that would be a short, through another system. When you check in the platform, you're gonna see two different positions. One may respond to, for example, a mean reverting logic, and another one can respond, for example, a trending logic. But they're both opposite. And in the account, you're gonna see a neutral position, so zero position. Each of them are gonna have different exits, different durations. So maybe both are right, maybe both are wrong. Maybe one is right and the other one is wrong. But for sure, they're gonna protect you from a greater drawdown, and they're gonna perform much better than just one single logic. That's what I know from my experience, and that's the way I do it.
So I heard that you like to boxing.
What is your personal trader's routine? Which experience and lessons that you learned during the world trading competition?
I like boxing. Especially I like martial arts. I practice box, and I used to practice Muay Thai as well, and Hapkido.
Mm-hmm.
They shield my mind from the trading stress, of course, and for me, they are a way to these practices, these disciplines are a way to put my mind in a blank mode and to reset it. And I think that they are very necessary for the trader. You have to do something that puts your feet on the ground and restart your mind in order to deal with this business, which could be a little bit stressing, of course, if it's not the most stressed work in job in the world. But that's why I practice these disciplines. Besides, I love them. I like. I've been practicing this since I was 7 years old, so I like it. And my trading routine: I wake up, I meditate, I box a little bit, and then breakfast. After that breakfast, then I start my job. I start to work, and the first thing I do is I check that all the credentials for the robots are in place in order to route the orders through the market. I do it personally because I want to make sure that everything is going to work properly. I get together with my team to be sure that the risk is in place, the orders that are going to be routed by the robot are in place, the allocation of the portfolio is in place. And then I check the market occasionally, not the whole day, because the whole trading is made by my systems, by my algorithms. And I focus mainly on research, finding new ways to trade, finding new patterns, finding new styles, and studying mostly. And backtesting new ideas, of course. By the end of the week, I check all the new system that could be incorporated in what we call incubation, which is a stage that could last a year and a half, where we put our new systems to work with real money, but they are not added into the portfolio. And that would be mainly my average routine, if I'm not traveling, of course, or if I'm not managing things from my company.
Ivan, we are drinking some beers at the last conference in New York, and you told me that you have lost amount of money using Elliott wave and you hate it. So please, options. So could you tell us about your best and the worst trade ever?
Okay. My best trade ever was with a stock called RDN. It was in 2008. In fact, 2008 and 2009 were my best years in my trading history. I woke up and due to this stock, my portfolio was like 80% in a day. And that had a big impact also in my company, of course. And my worst trade was with Bank of America options. I don't remember precisely the year, but I think it was in 2011, and it was January 2011. That's when I decided to stop trading options, to speculate with options, and just use them for hedging reasons. Okay, but those were my best and my worst trades. With these options, I lost tons of money, a lot of it. So I learned the hard way that I have to respect options, and that you need to be very professional when you trade them, and you need to face the risk in a different manner. But I learned that the most important, in that way, I learned that the most important thing is not what you're going to earn, but what you can lose, what risk you're facing, and that you have to face your trading since that perspective. That's the way I do it right now.
Do you think your approach can successfully be copied? Do you foresee a time when so many people are trying to trade your system using a system like yours that it just stopped working?
I talked about that with my team yesterday. We were discussing the market efficiency hypothesis. One of my partners told me that as I introduce trades in the market, I'm contributing to make it more efficient. When I put a cent in one of my trades, I'm pushing, for example, if I'm going long, I'm pushing the price higher. And in that way, if a lot of people are doing the same, we're all taking the market into an efficient stage. That would reduce those inefficiencies, because there are going to be some traders that are going to do it in advance, or they're going to be pushing the price up in advance. So in that way, the edge that I'm going to explode would disappear. So in a way, if all of the traders of the world do the same, I think that we're all gonna make it more efficient, and those hedges that we are exploding are going to disappear, of course.
Would you like to recommend some good books for the audience, please?
Regarding what?
Whatever you want to recommend.
Okay. I have for example, if you wanna start in algorithmic trading system and methods from Kaufman, is a great book. I like quantitative trading from Chan. If you're a trend follower, if you trade like a stock market wizard, would be a very good one, from Mark Minervini, the champion. If you want to go deeper into money management, portfolio management formulas, and thinking it in bets, are very good books. If you're a stock trader and you want to begin learning how to identify the different stages of the market, Stan Weinstein's Secrets for Profiting in Bull and Bear Markets is a very good start. Those would be, for me, very good elections.
Nice. So, what is it about ill-prepared traders that cause them to fail in the market? What did they get wrong and why? Also, what advice would you give to younger traders aspirants?
I think we all make the same mistake. That mistake would be just consider what you're gonna earn in the market, and there's a bias. I don't remember precisely the name of this bias, but if you're winning, you think you're gonna keep winning, and sometimes that could take you to get more risk that you're supposed to. So for me, something I have in my mind, and I think that it could be a very good advice to novice traders, to new traders, would be that you have to think about the next trade as the one is going to take you to the ruin, okay? The next trade is the one that's you're gonna lose more than usual. So you have to respect that. You have to think that you can lose a lot in your next trade, and in that way you're gonna contain your losses, and you're gonna adapt your trading to what you can bear in terms of risk. And I'm not only talking about money. I'm talking about psychology as well, because that would prevent you from making stupid decisions or emotional decisions, especially if you're not an algorithmic trader. If you're an algorithmic trader, you're out of the market, you have everything programmed, and the robot is going to make the decisions without any kind of emotions. But if you're a discretionary trader, or if you're an algorithmic trader who is not trading mechanically, you have to have in mind that there's going to be psychology influence in your trading, and the best way to deal with it is to think that you can lose everything in your next trade. In that way, you're going to adjust your position, your risk, to a more rational and to a more proper manner. Okay, that's what I think that could be a very good advice for young traders. Not to focus on what you can lose, but to think that you can lose everything in your next trade. If you know that you're gonna fail very badly in your next trade, what you're gonna do? You're gonna adjust the position properly in order to survive. Okay, you need to survive to keep trading and to recover your losses. But if you have no money, if you have no capital, if you don't take care of your capital, you won't survive. Okay, and you won't be able to get the winners when they present themselves.
Okay, thank you, Ivan. For people wanting to follow your strategies or invest with you, where they could find you on the internet and know more about it?
I run a hedge fund. We have present in different countries, but the hedge fund is listed in the Vienna Stock Exchange. So the way to invest with us is by purchasing the ETP, because it's structured as an ETP. So you need a brokerage account, a regulated brokerage account, of course, and you need the ISIN number of the hedge fund in order to purchase the notes of the ETP. In that way, you can invest with us. You can participate in what we do. Okay. The ETP is listed in the Vienna Stock Exchange. The organizer is Bank of New York Mellon, and we work with Interactive Broker as a prime brokerage. The price is distributed by Bloomberg, Reuters, Six Financials, and it's distributed as well in the Vienna Stock Exchange. But it's a regulated product, it's a security. We structure it this way to be accessible to investors from all over the world through a very safe manner. That would be the way to invest with us.
What's the name of your company and the link of the website?
EmergeFunds Investment, and the link is emergefunds.com.
Great. It's going to be in the description as well.
And with that, we conclude this memorable interview with Ivan Scherman. Muchas gracias, Ivan, for your time and sharing with us your wonderful expertise. And say hello to Karen and all the kids. And I hope to get together for a parrilla. We all together like we did in Rio last month. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much. Muito obrigado. Have a good day.
And of course, a special thank you for all our viewers from all around the world. Stay tuned and subscribe for more content here on our channel. Until next time, see ya!